All right. Marci Lee is in the building, rocking that Necessary Blackness podcast t-shirt. And for those of y'all that are interested, you can actually get those t-shirts. You send us an email at necessaryblacknesspodcast@gmail, and you just tell us your size, and we'll send you the link to actually go on and be able to purchase that. And I like to tell everybody that we self-fund our own podcast. We don't take no type of money from third-party corporations. And if we do any advertisements, it's usually with small business because we're about Black empowerment. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our money to cast our vote, and then we're going to take our ballots to a Black business. That's what we do over here on Necessary Blackness Podcast. So we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss. We got a podcast that we did that should be out very shortly. We just had a little technical difficulties, but we getting it together. I want to start out, right, because I want to get a lot of people up in this room. So while people are joining the room, I wanted to talk about the situation with Andrew Gillum. And I haven't seen the whole entire interview, but I've seen enough. And I want to discuss that. And let me lay the foundation. You know what? Before I lay the foundation, let the family, for those that haven't been privy to this interview, let me let them hear his words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that real quick. It's only a minute. And while that's playing,
and maybe bring people up to speed in regards to why he's doing this interview with Tamara. If you can, no, you go ahead and explain. All I know is some photos were leaked, and there were compromising photos, and
absolutely
because of
these photos,
those compromising photos.
You know, he's in crisis mode, right? So he had sat down with a well-established PR firm, and this is the line that they came up with. Because let me tell you something, we living in a day and time where society is acceptable of behavior that wasn't acceptable 20 years ago. So I believe, in my opinion, that this interview is nothing more than to put him back in the national spotlight and for him to be favorable to the people because he's going to throw his hat in the political arena. Because you can best bet that he is going to be campaigning for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah.
He said that's still on the table.
That's still on the table, right? And if they become president and vice president and they occupy that White House on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., he's probably going to be a part of the administration. So in order to clean up his public image, he has to address the American people. Because guess what? People had questions. You know, I really didn't have no question, you know, because I look at things for what they are and not what they present themselves to be. And as they say, picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, but how does it present? It presents that he's a cheating husband. So you're looking at morals. You're looking at, do we want this person representing me when he can't even take care of his own household? So, I mean, you know, if you want to be into your sexual preferences, that's on you. But what about his poor little wife over here? Or is she his poor little wife? Does she condone it? I mean, you know, I'm not really poking, I'm not trying to be in a position where I'm in her business, but I think these are the type of questions that people are wondering
Absolutely.
about.
And I think with her being there by his side, showing the support, and, you know, he gives the impression that she knew that, in his words, he's not. Well, you know what? He said he was bisexual, but I'm gonna let y'all. I don't want to get into what he said. I want y'all to hear this.
Play the clip.
What was that sports announcer? It was a famous sports announcer, right? And before he plays the clip, he always says, "Let's go to the videotape." So what we're gonna do, yeah, it's video, but y'all can't see the video. So we're gonna go to the audio tape, and you can hear him. And this clip is 1 minute and 35 seconds, family.
The truth is that, Tamron, everyone believes the absolute worst about that day. At this stage, I don't have anything else to have to conceal. I literally got broken down to my most bare place, to the place where I wasn't even sure that I wanted to live, not because of what I had done, but because of everything that was being said about me. What was most hurtful was this belief that I was somehow living a lie in my marriage and in my family. That was the most hurtful to me, because I believe we're all entitled to mistakes. And I believe we're entitled to those mistakes without having every other respectable and redeeming part of our lives invalidated. And I felt like the love that I have between my wife and I, my family, but most important, the authenticity that I tried to lead with, was all in question at this point. And not even in question anymore. Something else had been assumed by that. And to be very honest with you, when you didn't ask the question, you put it out there, is whether or not I identify as gay. And the answer is, I don't identify as gay, but I do identify as bisexual. And that is something that I have never shared publicly before.
All right, that's the end of that. Woo! Well, there's a lot to unpack and dissect there.
Wait, first of all, he said that he wasn't embarrassed about what he did. But in the same breath, he talking about everybody make mistakes. But how can you say it's a mistake if you're not embarrassed about what you did? Like, you're not taking no kind of ownership. You was caught in this compromising position, making your wife look real crazy, and you don't feel embarrassed or bad about what you did?
According to him, he said people was assuming that he was living a lie. He wasn't living a lie. So the only thing you can gather from that is that his wife knows about his alternative lifestyle and she's acceptable of it.
I'm saying he was being sloppy. Was he not being messy? Did he not put their business on a public stage?
Yeah.
So it's just like something you got to take ownership for something. Something you did wasn't, kosher.
But that's your pants,
like, seriously.
Yeah. That's what people do. They reflect from the reality of what it is. And I think that, that was well rehearsed. And it definitely sounds like a PR soundbite that was given to him. And I'm sure, because let's be for real, right? Tamara Hall is for the Democratic Party. He lost by 0.5% of vote. You know what 0.5% of a vote is? So they want to see him back in the political arena, and I can guarantee you my bottom dollar that they probably submitted the questions to him so he could be well prepared to answer them.
So do you think that this whole scandal has hurt him in any way?
No.
Okay.
And the reason why is like I said, right? We living in a different day and time, and a lot of people are acceptable of it. What he's gonna do is he's gonna turn a bad situation into a good situation. Where look what he's doing now. With the PR. We might see it as something different from what it is, but I think people are going to be more accepting of him. Oh, he's a truthful person. He came out, and for whatever reason, and I don't understand the life of it, but remember that NFL player that came out of the closet? He received a phone call from Barack Obama. So he's going to be hailed as an actual hero for what he did.
Even though he was sloppy as hell.
Even though he was sloppy as hell. Because you know what? I was listening to an individual on the radio here in Atlanta where they was applauding him for taking ownership, coming out, telling the truth, and they were saying that more black men who live a bisexual lifestyle needs to come out and tell their female partners, because most females are acceptable of that if you tell them.
I mean,
what do you think about that?
That's how, you know, it's very dangerous, because they were saying that's how a lot of black women contract HIVs, because their partners, their male partners, are living an alternative lifestyle in the closet and, you know, not, you know, sharing that information.
Yeah,
so
we know that for a fact.
For a fact. So I don't know. So I guess we'll never know. Just like Hillary and Bill Clinton. Like, did she know he was sleeping around? Didn't she know? Like, we'll never know. So there's really no conversation about it, because he got caught doing what he did, and you said they like, hey, you a hero, like, you know, whatever with that. So next.
Yeah, you see, and you gave a perfect example when you use Hillary and Bill Clinton. You know, with Bill Clinton, people, it seemed like after the Monica Lewinsky scandal, people loved him even more. People looked at Hillary as a strong woman who stood by her husband in the eye of the storm, never wavered, never left his side. So, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, people was looking at him like he was a G. I mean, you know, I'm talking about, you know, street people was kind of looking at him like he was a G. But, you know, we all know that that's not something becoming of a president or anyone who is supposed to be in a higher position of being an official, you know, a public official. Like, I mean, because Trump got into office, everything got to go to hell now. Like, we ain't got to have no type of values, morals. Like what's going on? That's where we're going.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And you're definitely right. The bar is low right now for someone to be able to and be involved in such a scandal and still come out unscratched. But I always tell people, and there's a saying that goes, if you can't control, a man that can't control his sexual urges is not fit to lead. So y'all pick the leaders that y'all choose, and y'all pick the leaders that y'all deserve. And if
that's
people,
why I can't be mad at Trump. I mean, that's the one thing I've always said about the Trump administration. He didn't put himself into office. He couldn't have got there without all of these people. I feel more, you know, suspect about the people versus him. Like, you had to have the people in a certain mindset to even get him into office. So absolutely. I think what you just said is absolutely correct.
It shows about the conscience of America. So let's move right along to our next topic. I want to talk about Cardi B. It was just reported TMZ and every other blog, journalist, hip hop enthusiast is talking about Cardi B files for divorce from Offset. And that's the latest news. Breaking news. Actually, on Twitter, about a half an hour ago, 214,000 tweets went out about the divorce, right? And that is very telling of society.
And I'm sure a lot of people is talking about her WAP. I'm sure.
What they saying that she must ain't really got that WAP. Well, she's divorcing him. He's not divorcing her.
But why? Why is she divorcing him? Okay?
Why? It could be.
What he do?
Listen.
Did he do something?
you know, from what I understand and from past issues they had, some people say it might be infidelity. Who knows?
Okay. So does that correlate to her WAP? She put it out there. I'm just asking.
Well, you could
Why you
listen
pausing?
because
Why you pausing?
listen. Good WAP don't signify that a man's not gonna cheat on you. Let's get that straight. You know, but
I'm not confused about that. I'm saying she celebrated her WAP in that manner. That's what she did. I'm with you. I understand.
and let me tell you something else. With that good WAP, she ain't gonna have no problem replacing him. Okay, let's get that straight. But I don't. I'm not one to talk about celebrity gossip or nothing like that, right? Let's look at the relationship. That's what I want to talk about. Take out the celebrity factor. Yeah, when individuals are in a relationship, and we've seen this relationship play out in the public, unfortunately, because a lot of times what happens in someone's household is their business, and it should stay their business. But I guess when you're a public figure and it becomes public information, then it's everybody's business. From what I understand, there was past situations of infidelity and other little different things. I think even she caught a case with one of the bartender with an assault charge because allegedly,
Other woman.
another woman allegedly was involved. Yeah, allegedly. Right. So if all of this is true, because it's allegedly, she gave him a second and a third chance. And a lot of people don't even get a second chance. So I just think that with relationships like that, it's sad to see, they have kids and different things like that. And I'm sure she's going to make a record about it. Other people may celebrate it, and it'll be the talk of the town from right now until Friday. And after that, we're on to something else. But the sad part is that 214,000 people are on Twitter talking about this, but 3 weeks ago, listen, 3 weeks ago, you was the first one that talked about Cutie, the movie. More people are concerned about the marriage of Cardi B and Offset than this movie that is coming out called Cutie. I don't think it was 214,000 tweets within the last hour about that movie, and it just goes to show the morale, the mentality of today's people, and it's sad. I'm not saying, because I'm on here talking about it, obviously, but I'm not saying that that's not a conversation to be had, but what about the real issues that affect children? And
people don't want to talk about the real issues. People want to talk about gossip and other people's lives because they ain't got a life. I mean, that's how I feel about it. When I brought up Cuties, though, it was in reference to Cardi B, because the sexually overt, suggestive positionings that those girls are doing with the twerking and all that, I was like, how come y'all mad at Netflix, but y'all not mad at Cardi B? How come y'all mad at Netflix, but y'all not mad at Nicki Minaj? And the list goes on and on. I don't understand why we have this double standard of why we keep pointing our fingers at the executives, but we not looking at these people perpetrating these offenses against society. Cardi B has done harm to our community over and over and over again. And what do people say? Oh, she is just entertainment. She got to get that bag. But where does that leave us? Where does that leave these young girls that now her impression has been solidified in the minds and the hearts of these young girls that's going to be watching her material over and over and over again? So yeah, people are more concerned with her divorce than they are about her impact on society.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. And one impression that it's going to leave on these young girls out here, no matter what type of wop you have, no matter how good you can twerk and how much money you have, that doesn't guarantee that your husband is going to stay faithful to you. So young ladies,
why do they do it? Why do men cheat? What is
oh,
it? You got the good wop and you cute and you the top, you know, whatever she want to call herself. Why? Why would a man do such a thing?
listen, you ever heard of the slogan, "Black men don't cheat"? I raised my flag to that slogan.
Oh yeah,
And unfortunately, you will have to ask that to the individuals that cheat. I don't know that lifestyle.
Really?
I couldn't answer
okay.
it. I don't know. But what I will say is this, right? As a man, we have egos. We want to sow our oats. And I know for me, coming of age, being young, very promiscuous. But as you get older and you mature, you know, if you're 35 and up, it's a wrap. Stop.
Did you just list a certain list of like excuses? How about
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
a lack of respect? Like
no. I'm just saying. Listen, when I was younger, you asking me why men do it. I'm giving you a sample. A lack of maturity.
No, I heard what you said.
Wanting to sow your oats.
I hate when people do that. I heard what you said, and I'm just offering another side of it. I heard loud and clear what you said. I heard.
Okay.
But I'm just
saying.
But
you said I gave excuses.
What about the other side?
You said I gave excuses. You said I gave excuses. Those wasn't excuses.
And I heard you. And
those wasn't excuses.
He wants to
sow
his oats. Okay.
All of this was done. I'm using myself. I'm putting myself in the equation. As a young lad, very young in age, in maturity, and not having the proper direction. But as you get older and you mature, you know that's not the way to do it. You know what I mean? And especially, listen, if you commit yourself to someone and you marry, then you way out of pocket. You know what I mean? So, but I will say this, man. Brothers are getting it together. A lot of brothers are marrying sisters. I'm seeing happy family. I'm seeing brothers celebrating black women.
But I gotta say this. It's not going to continue if you guys keep on waving this flag talking about black men don't cheat when you know you're being like, it's something that you're doing to cover up the fact that black men do cheat. Now, if you want to have hopeful, you want to be hopeful and make me have aspiration to that, that's one thing. But
it's an affirmation. It's an affirmation, a positive affirmation. Black men don't cheat, right?
So we just talked about him cheating on his wife, and then you throw out black men don't cheat.
Let me finish. It's an affirmation, and it's a movement of brothers that are faithful to these black queens out here, and we're just trying to let other people know that, listen, it's okay if you don't cheat.
Headed by.
And you should join the movement. Headed by every faithful man that loves his black queen. That's what it's about.
Okay, but if you guys didn't have people in the group like Charlamagne and God and that comedian guy, I can't think of his name right now. The one who had the song with Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm talking about?
DeVoe. Lil DeVoe, right?
Lil DeVoe. When you have people like that, when you have certain people with a certain history and they're touting this and they doing it as a joke with little grins on their face, like it's a joke or something, how are we supposed to take that? This is part of the issue of relationships in the black community. It's almost like a joke.
Yeah, but you know what?
If they wanted to make it serious, they should have maybe took that approach. But I'm looking at it like, who you think you fooling? Like, it comes off very not genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Charlamagne? Charlamagne, he talks about his infidelities openly, and I think, I don't want to say how many years, but it's been several years that he has remained faithful, and he discarded that lifestyle. So I guess as a person that did that, you know, he can shout that campaign and use that as an affirmation. Black men don't cheat. But we're not going to be on here long. We're going to go to our next conversation. And I don't know. I'm going to let you decide. You're going to be the therapist. We're going to put Kanye West on the couch. And I need you to dissect and tell me, is this a black man that's speaking the truth? Is he having any type of issues, mental breakdowns, and do our dear brother need help? Because some of the stuff he was saying, you be like, oh wow, that's real noble for you to do that, and that would be something that would be beneficial to the hip hop community. But then the last line really kills it when he said he's the Moses and he's Nat Turner. But I'm gonna read some of these tweets. All right, so excuse me?
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
He said, when I spoke to Katie Jacob, who is on board at Venavidi, I hope I'm saying it right, that's the ones that own Universal Records, and they own Seagram's Gym and a whole bunch of other corporate companies that control the music industry. So he said that he spoke with her, and they was talking about creating a Y Combinator for the music industry so that artists have the power and transparency to be in control of our future. No more shady contracts, no more lifelong deals. Then he just goes and says something else that's asinine and crazy. He said, Jared Kushner will have done more for peace in the Middle East than anyone in 30 years. Really, Kanye, stop it. You know, he always got to go very too far to the right. All right, then here's another one where he said, we need me, J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, all in a room together. It's time to get free. We will not argue amongst each other while somebody we don't know in Europe is getting paid and putting that money in hedge funds. I can respect that. And then he says, yes, we need to produce the Destiny's Child gossip album. All right. Okay. He talks about a meeting he had, but then, this is something that he said. He said Phil Knight net worth is $40 billion. Michael Jordan's net worth is $1.6 billion. And Phil Knight never had to jump from the free throw line. When you Google Phil, you barely ever see his face, right?
All right. So what's his point?
He just went on. Let me tell you some other stuff. He said, my kid's gonna own my own masters, buy properties. We have to evolve. Use the government money and buy land. I need to see everyone's contract at Universal and Sony. I'm not gonna watch my people be enslaved. I'm putting my life on the line for my people. The music industry and the NBA are modern day slave ships. I'm the new Moses. And then he goes on and says something else. I'm not the industry, bro. I don't care. I'm in service to Christ. We need world healing. I miss my brother. I refuse to argue with black men on labels we don't own. And he talked about let's stop killing me. And there was something else where he said, you know, he's the Nat Turner. So he's referring to people.
You know, I heard.
He's referring to people that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. In addition to that, I saw somewhere that he was saying that he wanted to make it mandatory that prayer be in all schools. That they was gonna bring it back and make it mandatory. It just seems like he's really on some extreme religion type stuff.
Yeah, and see, that's the problem with religion. Religion is like a drug, and it enslaves people, and people become docile and fanatics with this religion. First of all, you can't make it mandatory in every school. There are people who practice spirituality but not religious. Everyone's not Christian. You know, when you're talking about bringing
Right. It's
prayer
supposed
in
to be a
school,
separation between faith and God. Like
yeah. When you
religion and
talk
God is
about,
supposed to be.
yeah, when you talk about bringing prayer in school, what about those that are Muslim? Are y'all gonna have the calling of the dawn? Are y'all gonna let them do salat? You know,
Why
so
can't you pray before you get to school? Like,
no,
I mean,
not
you
only
can
that,
pray
if you want
yourself.
them to pray, if you want them to pray in school, send them to a Catholic school. How about
But the
that?
thing is, you can pray at any moment and any time. Like,
Yeah.
why does he mean unified prayer? Because you can pray, we can pray sitting right here if we wanted to. Like, so I don't understand what that big push is about. It just seems like it's just, you know, he making a fuss for no reason. But in
Yeah.
regards to this other stuff that you're talking about, bro, just seems like he going through, you know, some life changes, some, you know, some situations that we just have no idea what he could possibly just be going through, like some internal issues. So I mean, it's not really much you could do about that. He's speaking what's on his mind and his heart, his truth. But that don't mean that we gotta agree with him. And that don't mean we gotta toss him to the side either, unless he's saying something that's harmful to Black people. Then that's when you gotta go, hold on, you know. But if he's just talking, let him talk. Like, you know, whatever. I guess most people write in a diary, but he just speaking out loud. Like some stuff you should keep to yourself, but he feel like everybody got to hear what's on his mind, you know. So
we need to let him be himself and do what he do, and be the Moses and lead our people to the promised land. Is that what you saying?
well, you know that's not gonna happen. The sheep are gonna follow. Like, you know, what you gonna do about that? The sheep are gonna follow. If they find some kind of comfort in what Kanye is saying and they agree with him, which you can't do nothing about it anyway. Look at all the people that follow Trump.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, that's why it's up to people like you and others who speak
and you
and me who speak of an alternative. That's why our voices have to be just as loud, because people have to receive the information. So he's speaking his truth and we got to speak our truth, and hopefully, you know, people are able to make some type of discernment about what touches them. So
absolutely.
what you think about Kanye?
I will say this, right? Kanye is in a unique position where he was able to get Katie, Jacob, whoever that is at Venavidi. I might be messing the name up. Excuse me for that. But he's able to get people on the phone. He's able to get the ear of individuals that listen, that matter. So if he can get them to where no longer are artists offer lifetime contracts that makes them a slave, you know, I think that's a noble thing to do. If he can get Black men to come together and sit down, and I think that's good. The problem that I have, right, and I don't want to, how should I put this? I don't want to question anybody's sincerity towards their religious belief. You know, I'm not here for that. You know, some people, they need religion. Some people, they need something to occupy themselves with. Some people feel like that they're not in control of their life, and they search for an outside entity to take control over everything that they do, and the stuff that they do on their own, they attribute it to a higher power, an unseen force, a sky daddy, as they call it. That's neither here nor there. Daddy. Yeah, but what I will say is this, right? I have family members, I have personal friends that have dealt with bouts of mental illness and had breakdowns. And 9 times out of 10 of them, when they was talking and they wasn't in their right state, they always invoked religion. And I'm just looking like, you ain't never talk about God. You know, you didn't even say God, in God we trust. That's on every dollar bill that's in your pocket. But as soon as they have a mental breakdown,
well, you know what?
They go to religion.
They talking about.
Why you think it's that?
Well, some people will say because it's a fairy tale. And so because it's a fairy tale and they're already in their own world in La La Land, it's easy to associate. I'm not trying to disrespect people by saying what they believe in as a fairy tale, but the evidence does, you know, point to that. When nothing is proven, nothing is seen, you got to go all on faith. You know, but one thing that you did say, I agree with, all power, you know, well, I'll say more power to Kanye if he's able to get these men to sit down, squash beefs, you know, and to make things happen for artists that's coming up behind them to ensure that their assets are going to be secured and, you know, their masters and all that stuff. Yeah, more power to you. But all this extra stuff that he's trying to do and invoke his will on people with this religious thing, you're being very insensitive to a whole population of people who don't rock like that. Like, you know, and they don't find that to be something that's attractive. So I think maybe if he wants to reach more people, a larger base, he might want to reconsider his positioning on that. But I feel like because he has things going on, that might not be possible. So for people who are able to separate the man from the Moses character or connotation that he's making, you can still, you know, ride up into a certain degree. You just got to know when you have to be like, all right, you know, I'll catch you on the next go around, you know, so.
And see, what people got to realize is this too, as well. One of the greatest leaders to ever lead a movement was Marcus Garvey. And Marcus Garvey was a devoted Catholic, right? Few people knew that. I never knew that until a couple of years ago. And I read mostly every Marcus Garvey book and studied his speeches, but he never really openly spoke about it because he knows that religion divides people. You know, you could be the greatest leader, but you don't have to invoke your religion upon people. You know, let everybody be who they be. Look at, you know, like I always say, you know, we don't have to be uniform in our belief and our opinion, but we have to be unified in our struggle. You know what I mean? So you can believe in one thing, I can believe in one thing. As long as we unified in our struggle, then, yo, listen, let's get it. Let's go. You know, and we have exactly to do that.
What Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Did. You know, when they got together, they were saying, yeah, we can put aside our religious beliefs in order to put Black people, the community, you know, ahead of that. So, yeah, it can be done.
Absolutely.
So, is that it? What's up?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't want to get too long-winded. I think that we need to start doing this more often. You know, I do love the podcast. We got one coming out. We just had a technical difficulty with it, but the video should be out. We're gonna post clips on Instagram. We'll put them on YouTube. We'll put them on Facebook. Make sure y'all go to our YouTube page. We are definitely getting the followers. I do see y'all. I see the comments. I'm not able to return every comments, but me and you, we sat and we was looking through some of the comments. So I just want to say, man, love and respect to everybody that's rocking with us. Continue
and I want
to rock with us.
I want to thank all my new followers as well. And if you want to check me out, you can reach me at Forever Marci Lee.
All right, and I'm telling you, she got that Q&A with Marci Lee where she will be doing lives, and you can send her requests, and you can ask her a question, and you can actually sit there and talk with us. So you're not gonna always see me. I will always be on the podcast, but we're gonna set up a phone line so that y'all guys can call in. And I know a lot of people are waving hi. I begin distracted when I'm talking and I'm trying to read comments at the same time. But I am going to go back and I'm going to read y'all comments. and I'm gonna say what's up to y'all. But I see y'all, man. And yo, let me tell you something, man. Thank you for the love. Everybody continue to support the Necessary Blackness podcast, and make sure y'all continue to follow me, follow Marci B.
You didn't shout out what you doing this weekend. You ain't talk about that.
Oh, yo, you know what? That was a good point. Family, make sure if you in Atlanta, matter of fact, you ain't even got to be in Atlanta because people are coming from all over the world. I got a call earlier today asking me whether I was going to be there. Yes, I will be there. Foundational Black America Convention goes down Saturday, September 19th at the Georgia World Congress Center. I will be there. Not only will I be there, but I also will be speaking. So make sure y'all be there. A lot of good scholars, lecturers, speakers. I'm excited to see my great grandmaster teacher, Professor James Small. He always come through. He always deliver. But the greatest part is, you know, I get to hang out with him, man. The Baba got a lot of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge, and just being in his presence, man. We hang out all the time whenever we get a chance. He's gonna be there. You also have Kaba Kenny, another hard hitter. You have Boyce Watkins. You have the brother Divine Prospect.
Who put it together? Who put it together? Who put it together though?
Tariq Nasheed from Hidden Colors. Shout out to that brother Tariq Nasheed for giving me the opportunity to speak. Shout out to his assistant Ola. You're gonna have Rizza Islam there. You know what I was thinking of is the sister that is his co-host. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, sister. I'm very bad with names, but shout out to that sister. And there's also another sister that's going to be talking about health and alternative medicine. And there's one more other sister that's going to be there. But you can go to the actual website. I think it's called FBAC2020.com. But just Google Foundation Black American Convention. And it's Saturday. Doors open up at 3 p.m. And it's going to be an eventful moment, family. All roads lead to Atlanta. I will be there. I never asked you, are you planning on being there? Will you be there? Will Marci Lee grace us with her presence?
We'll have to see.
You have to see. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I am very excited. I don't know if anyone know, but this was supposed to take place in June. And then COVID, it pushed it back. I think it was July. I think it was going to be on the 4th of July that weekend. Then it went to June. Then it was another date. And finally, you know, they decided on September 19th. And one of the main reasons that, you know, they want to do this overall was to get Black folks on code. You know, we got to move as a unit. We have to do certain things to ensure that we are recognized for who we are, that we are foundational Black Americans, a distinctive class of individuals. There's going to be a lot of talk about reparations and to get people on code right before the election. You know, we can't let our people go back to sleep. People are waking up every day to the truth and the reality of the time that we're living in. And we have to be vigilant and we have to stay focused. You know, every little thing can be a distraction. But one thing we got to remain focused on is reparation, supporting Black business. And like Marcus Garvey said, he said, be black, buy black, and everything else will work itself out. So that's the main goal of this convention. And I will be there in the flesh. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna wear.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I've been thinking of. Like, yo, what I'm gonna wear? Because I always know I was gonna be there, But as it becomes closer and closer, I'm like, oh, okay. A lot of people like, yo, do you know what you're gonna talk about? You know, you don't sit and ponder what you're gonna talk about. If you do it, it just comes natural. You know, I'm gonna talk about Black liberation, freedom. You know, obtaining freedom, justice, and equality. You know, not begging anybody else to help us to be
Well, I'm sure,
self-sufficient.
you know, whoever happens to be able to come and join, they will not be disappointed by your presentation or whatever you decide to speak on. So hopefully a lot of people will be able to make it down. And I will be
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. But the question is, are you going to make it down there? Nah, I'm just joking. I don't want to put you on the spot. So is there anything else you got going on?
Nah. Nothing else. Nothing going on.
You got that book? Tell them about the book.
Now we talk about the book, you know, Fun in the Rain is on Amazon. So please, if you want to support, go on over to Amazon and look for Fun in the Rain by Marci Lee and check me out on Instagram. So that's all I want to plug for today.
And it's very important, family, that we get books that we give to our children that emulate us, that let them see our reality and our worldview from our eyes and not someone else's. So it's very important for those that are parents and have young children to get books like the one the sister put out. Very good book. I don't read children's book, but I read that book. And I was like, wow, this is something like I can see me being a kid and enjoying it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a flip because it's a daughter with her father. So a lot of times you always see the mom with the children. So I actually really made a point to incorporate the father into this story.
and that was the first book. And then what about the second one? Is it the same?
The second one is Fun in the Snow. So yeah.
Is that with the father or the mother?
It's the siblings.
Oh, the siblings. Okay.
And the father does make a cameo, I think. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, what about the mother? Is the mother in there?
She is talked about, but she is not seen in the book.
She's gonna be in the third one. Fun in the Sun. Yeah.
You know what? You know you're gonna have to wait and find out. But you know there are 4.
Okay.
And so they are all completed. It's just that the second one is being released now.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do something spectacular for that. Maybe a pop-up. You know, we definitely want to do something with our listeners. Maybe we'll gift a couple of you guys with some of those books. You know, especially if you're a school teacher. You know, this is something that's imperative you got to have for these babies and these children. But school is out, so we relying on the parents. Parents, y'all gotta read this book to y'all kids. So that, you know, that's it for me, man. I just want to thank everybody for rocking with us. Make sure, you know, everybody's on here. This is on my IG, so y'all definitely, I know y'all following me. But make sure y'all follow my co-host, Forever Marci Lee. Make sure you like her posts. And don't just like it. I want y'all to smash that like button. All right? Peace of Black Power, family. This is Rahiem Shabazz and
Marci Lee.
And we out of here, man. Peace.
Bye.